Schrock Innovations presents the Midwest #1 independent computer repair company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, Des Moines, and across the country via the Schrock desk. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks. Welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. We've got 4 great locations. I mean, they are big, beautiful locations. Let me tell you, the most beautiful locations you've ever seen. 4 of them. Did I say there was 4? First one, 7501 South 15th Street, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road in Papillion. In Omaha, the second location was 168th and Burke Street, just across the street from the Village Point Mall, where the rent maybe still is slightly cheaper, but I have to look into that. We've been there a long time, and you know how rents work on businesses. Every year you stay, they just raise them some more. It is what it is. Papillion, 84th and Highway 370 in the Midlands Place Shopping Center. And, of course, in West Des Moines, Iowa, 9500 University Avenue, the fastest growing Schrock Innovation Service Center in the company. I suppose it's the fastest growing if you don't count Schrock Business. We don't talk a ton about Schrock Business because this is kind of like a, call in and get help with your computer and your technology kind of show. And, some of you might be business owners out there, but the vast majority of people listening probably are not business owners. But my goodness, the work that Jeff is doing, we get customers that contact us to tell us how we did. Sometimes we get reviews. Sometimes, there are things that we can learn from those reviews to get better. That's a polite way of saying we made a mistake and screwed up, and we need to get better. And then other times we get reviews on our people, and they're just the most amazing review. When you get a review from another business that, oh my gosh, you sent a guy out to our business, and we have never been treated so well in our lives. And you realize how low the bar is set, because they're like, he didn't make us feel stupid. He didn't make us feel bad for using the technology we wanted to use. He didn't try to sell us a bunch of stuff that we didn't need. He literally came in, listened to us, solved our problem, and then left. And it was a great experience. And you're like, wow, so the bar is, don't insult your customer. Don't tell your customer they're stupid. Don't make fun of their outdated technology. I mean, wow, gee whiz, it's a hard bar to cross. And then I was talking with the lovely Kimberly. She's very wise, you see. And so she pointed something out that I should have realized a long time ago. She looks at me and she goes, you know what this means? And I was telling her about this review. And she said, this means we can never hire anyone directly into Schrock Business. And I looked at her like, what do you mean? She goes, they all have to come through Schrock. They all have to come up in the customer service industry. And then they can be promoted out to the business world. Because if we just hire people, then we're no different than any of these other providers out there that are just hiring network admins and network engineers and bringing them on board and then having them treat our customers like garbage. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's scary. We need more junior techs, because we're growing so fast. So it was just one of those funny moments where you're just, wow, where did Schrock Innovation start? I haven't told this story in a long time, but for those of you who know it, please forgive me. For those of you who don't, way back in the day, there was a franchise in Nebraska called Computer Renaissance, and I was a college student in Lincoln, and I had an old Compaq, and I was just kind of getting into the computer technology area in my spare time, kind of a hobby. Well, now they call those things a side hustle, but it was just a hobby then. And my friends would need a computer, so I'd go buy a junked out computer in the newspaper because you found things in the classified ads back then. And, then got 2 or 3 computers and tried to put the parts together to make a better computer, to increase the memory and a bigger hard drive and things like that. And I had to get into the BIOS on this Compaq. That's, when you first boot on the computer, it puts up that Compaq logo. Well, there's a secret key that if you hit on the keyboard, gets you into the settings where you can tell the computer that, yes, the hard drive's bigger and all these things. Well, I didn't know the secret key. It's F10, by the way. I didn't know, if in case you still have a Compaq and you want to get into the BIOS, it's F10. But I didn't know what it was. And, this was pre-internet. I couldn't just Google it. So we actually had to have knowledge had a value, right? So I called Computer Renaissance and I told them my situation. I'd bought many things from them before. They have little bins where you go in, like a bargain bin where you dig through the cards. Oh, I found a modem. Oh, wow, this one's 36K. This is going to be amazing. I can get on AOL. Did all this work with business with them. And I call them up and I say, can you tell me how to get into the BIOS? And they said, absolutely. Bring that on in. And for $55, this was in 1990s money, $55, we can go ahead and tell you what you need to do. And it's a desktop. I'm like, you want me to bring in my desktop so you can tell me what key to press on the keyboard? And it made me angry. And in that moment, I'd always wanted to start a business, but I just didn't know what to do. Maybe you're in a similar spot. You're like, I don't know what to do. And the thing is, there's opportunity around all of us every day. I go out and I say, wow, all I have to do is be nice to people and fix their computers, and I will have a competitive advantage over all the guys out there, because every computer repair shop out there, guys, is started by a guy who's good at computer repair that hangs up a shingle. I mean, there is no computer repair shop started by an accountant that says, I just need to find some good computer people now and I can do a lot of accounting. No, it's always a computer guy that starts it up. They don't know anything about marketing or service or anything like that, but they can fix them a computer, right? So I said, all we have to do is be nice to people, and we can build a business that will absolutely dominate the competition, because people want to feel good about who they're doing business with. They want to have good service. And that hasn't changed. It's a constant. And then here we are starting Schrock Business. And if you had to tell me before my wife made that comment to me, what is Schrock Business's competitive advantage? I would have told you pricing. I would have told you, we're entering the market with really aggressive pricing so that we can grab market share. That's not it. It's service. It's service. And that's why we can never hire anyone directly into Schrock Business. It breaks my heart. But I mean, every single guy we have is going to get promoted eventually. And we're going to have to find more good guys to bring up behind them and teach them how to do service as well. All right, if you missed the show last week, we told you all about the new Google Gemini announcements and their AI stuff. I was bored, so I fixed Microsoft's VPN problem. No, Microsoft fixed their botched update with another update. Now your VPN will work again. That's great. We went over the amazing number of things that still run on floppy disks. And there was a shocking, your Boeing 777. I don't know if that one that dove 6,000 feet was running on a floppy disk, but maybe it had a bad sector. I don't know. But, planes still run on floppy disks. Trains run on floppy disks. It's crazy. So we went over all that. I also went over something that was a little complex, and we had it in the fourth segment, and I was really worried that I wasn't going to have enough time to go deeply into it. But there's some legislation moving through Congress where they're threatening to pull Section 230 protection, especially from social media companies. What is that? You can't sue a social media company can't be sued for what their users post, because there's Section 230 says they can't be sued. If that protection is removed, well, then regular everyday people could sue Facebook when someone goes on Facebook and slanders you. You don't sue the guy who slandered you. You sue Facebook because they got the pockets. And obviously, social media companies don't want that. So what does the government want them to do? Want them to avoid this calamity? They just want them to police their content a little bit more efficiently. And I'll let you imagine what the definition of policing the content means. So I know we all want to stick it to big tech a little bit and be like, hey, get rid of that Section 230. You can be responsible for what goes on in there. Maybe you'll have decent people in there that don't do mean things and put up, pornography and, abuse children in videos and things like that. Maybe you'll actually get rid of some of this nasty stuff. But that's not what this is about. So be really careful what you wish for, because the nasty stuff they want to get rid of are the voices of common sense that actually make sense. That's what they want to get rid of. Did you see the meme about Happy Pansexuality Day? Oh, wow, that was great. All of a sudden, there was so many La Creuset ads, like pan awareness, like, I love my pans. It was like everybody had a meme with that. It was great. Speaking of memes, Joe Biden did hire himself a meme director. So we're going to be seeing more memes coming out of the Biden administration. I don't know if Trump has a meme director, but I mean, the classic, the golf ball hitting Joe Biden as he's going up the airplane stairs. Oh, I mean, see, I just describe it. You can see it, right? So maybe this is when the memes are going to get serious from the left. But either way, memes are entertaining. So, at least it's like late night comedy. Make fun of both sides. That's fine. As long as it's funny. We don't really care. 402-558-1110, 888-250-2091. That's the number to join us on the program. I should tell you why I'm just saying all these random numbers. We're on Niner, Delta. The reason we're saying the numbers is you can call in and win yourself a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate just for being a part of the show. Give us a call, ask a question, make a comment. If you have a question, lots of other people listening have the exact same question. You're just the one that's brave enough to call in and ask it. So there you go. Coming up on the program, Apple. We're going to explain to you why Apple users suddenly found photos that they deleted from their devices years ago. In some cases, devices they no longer have anymore, and they suddenly reappeared in their pictures gallery. Wait a minute. Is Apple saving every picture that I take forever? Well, Apple explained how this glitch happened. Also, this is an interesting take. Everyone is, AI. NVIDIA had blowout numbers. The stock market went down because good news is bad news, but whatever. Does AI actually save time and money in the grand scheme of things? I can't believe no one's there. I haven't asked this question before. And everyone would argue, well, of course it saves me time. But think about the guy that's making the AI. How much time are they putting in? Is it actually saving time and money? Also, if you have a Samsung smartphone like me, your smartphone is about to get a lot harder to fix. It turns out that there's a deal with an iFix website, basically that provides parts and tutorials on how to repair these devices. And there was a falling out there. So your device is about to get a lot harder to fix. And also, you might need a quick graduation gift. I'm going to share a story with you real fast here. My niece graduated high school. Super proud of this girl. I think I talked about her a couple weeks ago, but just she had so many honors cords and medals. I mean, I was joking. Why don't we just hang like a toe chain around her neck too, just for fun? Because all these cords and medals and ribbons, and I'm just, wow, just an amazing kid. Full ride scholarship to UNO. Just amazing kid. So, her graduation, you get a graduation gift, right? And a kid going to college. What could they possibly need that would be an obviously appropriate gift for Uncle Thor to buy? I just had this sudden thought. Why don't we get her a laptop? Wow, I'm sure that'll be great, right? And so, she's unwrapping it. And I feel like a tool while she's unwrapping it because you can look at the shape of the box and it's a laptop. I mean, it's like, it's not a microwave oven, not for the dorm. It's a laptop. And she opens it and it says Asus on it. And I'm like, surprise. Because we basically told her we were getting her a laptop. Because I needed to know, do you want a 14-inch or a 15-inch? Do you want, something that is lighter or something that is more powerful? What do you want? You want a touch screen or no touch screen? So I've asked her all these questions. And so it's pretty obvious what we're getting her, right? She opens it and, she's not surprised because she knew, but she's looking at it and it's so cool. And I'm telling her it's got this and it's got that. And, you wanted a 14-inch. So there's compromises to make. No internal backup drive. So you need to back your stuff up so you don't lose your college work. So we're having all the dad moments here, right? And she starts crying. And I'm like, oh boy, I screwed up. She didn't want a laptop. She thought it was a microwave oven. I don't know. And she looks up at my wife and she said, I was so worried about how I was going to afford to buy a laptop. And in my monkey mind, I'm like, well, that's stupid. I mean, look at who you're talking to. You're my only. I'm gonna get you a laptop. We told you that. Why were you worried about this? My wife explained to me that she was worried about it, and then she wasn't. And then getting the laptop made her remember how worried she was, and then made her feel thankful and made her cry. And I said, okay, women are complicated. So, all right, okay, great. The moral of the story here, guys, is, and it sounds a little self-serving for the computer guy to get on the radio and tell you should buy a laptop for your graduate. The reason I'm bringing this up is we have a couple laptops in our Papillion Service Center that are kind of odd men out. We order new computers all the time to evaluate them, especially right now, because Asus just came out with their first Copilot equipped computer, and it's super flippin' weird. It's got Qualcomm processors. It's like a phone, but it's got an AI button, and it costs $1,200 cost. That's my cost on it. So is this like the holiday special? What is this going to be, right? And so, we bring computers in all the time to evaluate them. Well, we were looking for a new Gallant, a new upgraded version of our Gallant laptop. And we brought in a computer, and it was amazing. It was 7th gen AMD technology, the same level of tech that came in the holiday special. Just amazing stuff. And the price was right. I mean, literally, we could sell these gallants at our normal $9.99 price, and everything would have been great. We brought it in we ordered 2, brought them in for evaluation, and lo and behold, we were so confident it was going to work, we ordered 2 because we wanted to prep one, prep another one, and then basically start replacing the display models. And it has non-upgradable memory. The memory is baked into the board. And so it was the only thing that we were just like, oh my gosh. So it comes with 8 gigs of RAM. We can't put 16 in it like we do in our gallants. So it's not a candidate because we can't increase the memory. We can't call this a solid state laptop in the same way we'd call all of other computers that. So now I have these 2 computers. I can't send them back because they're not defective. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just we can't upgrade the memory. So we've knocked $100 off the price. So they're $100 cheaper than a gallant. Instead of $9.99, they're $8.99. They are locked in at 8 gigs of RAM. That should be plenty for college work, like for actual like real college work. If you were going to go into AutoCAD or something like that, or you're going into engineering college, you might want something with a little bit of a graphics card or something a little bit beefier. But as far as this computer goes, this is going to be an amazing computer. If my niece would have wanted a 15-inch laptop, this is what she would have got. But she wanted a 14 because it's lighter and easier to carry or whatever. And okay, so we give a woman what she wants, right? If you know somebody who is graduating and you're at the 11th hour and you need that gift, we have 2 of these available. They are in our Papillion Service Center. So they're not on the website. They're just in Papillion. They, come on in, ask for the special gallants that we can't upgrade the memory in. And the guys will know what you're talking about, and they'll get them out front for you. But if you want to call in, we're open today in Papillion from noon to 5. We're going to be closed on Monday, so make sure that you get any pickups, drop-offs, things like that done today that you need to do. But we will reopen again on Tuesday, like normal, at 10 o'clock. 402-558-1110, 888-250-2091. When we come back, Apple explains how photos that have been deleted years ago from devices that are long gone suddenly reappeared on their iPhones and iPads and Macs, they were resurrected. These are photos you deleted. You didn't want them. And they somehow came back, and it made a lot of people really nervous. We'll explain what's going on coming up next.
There are enough unused computers in storage to give every man, woman, and child in the U.S. an old, outdated, and useless computer system. Obsolete tablets and smartphones are nearly as bad. Most people know not to throw them into the landfill where they leak and contaminate, but it's hard to find a place to safely recycle electronics. That's why Schrock Innovations offers free recycling for computers, laptops, phones, tablets, cords, and accessories. In fact, only monitors and printers have a small recycling fee. Everything else is free. More importantly, Schrock will securely delete any data from your devices and hard drives before they are sent to a certified recycling partner who will then repeat the wiping process just to be safe. When you recycle your old technology at Schrock, you know your identity and privacy are protected and your equipment is being actually recycled by a certified recycling partner. Schrock is proud to recycle more e-waste than we produce annually, making a positive difference to our economy and ecology. Do your part by dropping your old gear at any Schrock Service Center and be part of the area's largest and most popular technology recycling program with Schrock Innovations.
Schrock Innovations can't teleport technicians to you, but online help is only a click away with the Schrock Desk. Subscribe today and get unlimited help whenever you need it.
You would probably rather drink the water at Camp Lejeune than get another call about the desperate need to renew your car's expiring warranty. Who actually responds to those calls? Everyone wants to play the warranty game where you pay money now just in case you need service later that everyone hopes you won't need or use. It's such a waste. It's no different with computers. Major manufacturers' warranties have more subscript crosses than a Sunday morning church service. Batteries are exempt, hard drives must be completely dead, and forget about anything that they can remotely claim as physical damage. That's why Schrock warranties are different. When you purchase a modular PC or a solid-state laptop and extend your warranty, we offer a no-risk money-back guarantee. If you need the warranty, you will be thrilled to have it. If you don't use it, we refund your money automatically every time. That's right, we are so confident in the quality of our products that our extended warranties are refundable. Many Schrock customers use their refunds to purchase another warranty or pocket the savings and move on. We all know you'll need it to cover that expiring car warranty anyway. Schrock's refundable extended warranties. Just another way the Schrock Innovations Computer Company makes your computer work for you.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, broadcasting you today on Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. If you hear this show a week later, I apologize, but it was Memorial Day last week. So there you go. I tried to ignore it the whole first segment, but it was just getting awkward, right? That's why we're closed on Monday. like, we're just going to close on Monday because, and everyone's like, which Monday? I don't know. It's like, I better clear this up. All right, so speaking of clearing things up, Apple had some stuff to clear up this week. They, you have your iPhone and you take a lot of pictures with your iPhone. And I'm not suggesting that you take pictures that maybe later upon reflection, you're saying, I shouldn't have taken that picture, and then you delete that picture. It's probably just that you took a picture and you're like, oh, that one wasn't very good, and you delete it. A lot of graduation pictures getting taken. Make sure you take 3 or 4 because someone's blinking, one of those things. So you delete these photos. All of a sudden, there was an update to Apple iOS, and people's photos started coming back from the dead. It was like zombie apocalypse for iPhone pictures. I mean, stuff you thought was long gone. Mistakes you had made in your ute were coming back to haunt you literally. And people freaked out because, especially with Apple. I mean, if you're looking for, none of the big tech companies are particularly privacy focused, but if you're looking for the most privacy focused company, it would be Apple. I trust Apple more than I trust Google. Okay. So, because Apple has a way to make money without selling your data. They still do it, but I mean, they did make money doing other things too. So if they decided to stop and become saintly suddenly, it's a viable business plan for Apple, not for Google. They have to sell you. They have to sell your soul in order to make money. That's how they make money. That's an aside. But these photos start coming back, and Apple explained that they promise that iCloud is not saving every photo that you delete forever, because that would sure be scary, wouldn't it? Like if it was anything you wanted to get rid of off of devices you haven't had for years. Imagine, everybody's taking a photo of something really stupid, and then it comes back into your feed and you're like, what is that? This day 10 years ago, you took a picture of a dog's butt. Like, why did I do that? Why was there like a rash? Like, why did I do that? And you don't even remember, but you just remember deleting that picture because it was stupid or whatever, So these pictures come back, and Apple explained, it's not us, it's you. You see, your old device, when you took that picture, you deleted the picture, there was a corruption in the picture database on that device. So basically, the device said the picture is deleted, and it never confirmed to iCloud that the picture was deleted, but it was deleted. But there was just a glitch in the database, a glitch in the matrix, if you will, that the two didn't talk to each other to confirm that. And until it's confirmed, nothing is official. But they're not going to show you the picture because Apple has long been known for having their computers like boot up and say, welcome, let's go. But in the background, the hamsters are running furiously to get the computer fully booted. So you're trying to do stuff and your computer's just really sluggish for a while, but it looks like it's ready to go. Apple likes to have that swan approach where it's very smooth on the surface of the water and underneath things are going like a mile a minute. So you got a new device. You did the transfer thing, right? And then you got another new device and you did the transfer thing. All those database glitches were transferred device after device after device because they've never been solved. And then all of a sudden one day Apple drops an update that says, hey, all these database synchronization things, let's err on the side of caution and say that the mistake is ours and that these photos were not supposed to be deleted. And then all of a sudden, all these photos start coming back into your phone and you're like, what in the world is going on? So now Apple promises that your corrupted database is all fixed, and now if you delete those photos, they'll be gone forever. So if you have an iPhone, this only impacted a small number of Apple users, according to Apple. It wasn't a widespread event. But if you have an Apple device and you're bored and you reach the end of the internet, as what does happen on holiday weekends sometimes, there's not a lot of new content out there, which is one of the reasons why I made Scott come in with me today. Because, by golly, we need to make some content. People need something new to listen to because you're going to hit the end of the internet later today, and then you're going to wonder what to do with that device in your hand. You might call somebody. I don't know. Well, if you're that bored, take a look through your picture roll. You might find something in there that is a pleasant or maybe a not so pleasant memory. I deleted all the pictures of my ex-boyfriend. Oh, my gosh. Wouldn't that be something? 402-558-1110, 888-250-2091. Going to take another break here, guys. When we come back, a couple things. If AI can do so much for us, it's going to save us all this time. It can write entire papers for us. It can do all these things. It's saving you time. But in the grand scheme of things, if you added up all the time it's saving for everyone who's using it and then subtracted out all the time it took to create AI in the first place by other people, do we have any actual net productivity gains? This is an important question because if you think AI is going to drive the future of productivity in the workforce, which is why all these AI stocks are pumping so hard, this could throw a monkey wrench in the works. So we're going to tell you how that works coming up next on Compute This.
Computer problems usually don't just suddenly happen. Most failures usually start out as small issues with few or no symptoms. Over time, they grow into error messages, blue screens, and other problems that can be costly to fix. Schrock Innovations' biannual preventative maintenance checkup catches those small problems now before they can metastasize and become tomorrow's costly repairs. During the maintenance checkup, our experienced technicians perform up to 8 hours of tests, checks, automated repairs, and optimizations that keep your computer at peak efficiency while identifying potential issues while you still have options about how to handle them. When your computer gets its first checkup, it can see up to a 25% performance improvement and leaves our service center cleaned, sanitized, and running better than the day you bought it. Just about every complex device requires maintenance. Your computer is no different, especially considering the valuable information that passes through it every day. If you have not had your computer maintenance in the past 6 months, you are overdue. Stop in or call any of our service centers to arrange a free pickup to ensure your computer continues to work for you.
If you can dream it, Schrock Interactive's website developers can make it happen. Refresh your website, automate sales and marketing, and grow your business today with Schrock Interactive.
Have you noticed that almost every piece of technology seems to do its best to be disposable? Every day, people toss their phones, tablets, and other electronic devices because they can't be repaired. Manufacturers have engineered their products to fail on a schedule so they can extract more money out of your family budget automatically every year or so. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if you could get the performance of today's fastest computers with the expansion and upgrade options you used to enjoy? You just described Schrock's modular desktop computers. Having the right tool for the job is important, and Schrock's modular desktop PCs pack the performance and flexibility to handle your computing needs, from just checking the email to running a complex business. Modular desktops are engineered to be easily repaired with widely available industry standard parts. Every component is selected intentionally to give you years of upgrade and repair options. It is not uncommon for a Schrock customer to be using the same computer for a decade after they bought it. Modular PCs are the most popular custom computers in the Midwest for a reason. When you are ready for your next computer, stop in to check out the modular lifestyle or shop online at SchrockInnovations.com.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. I want to mention that if you'd rather watch your radio, you can check it out at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, where we're broadcasting live there. I want to wish Aaron a happy birthday. Aaron's a important member of Schrockville, and we appreciate you being here every week, Aaron. So happy birthday to you. And anybody else that wants to hop on there, it's facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. At the conclusion of the show today, we will be doing an after Schrock. It'll be a brief one because I got to go home and get some things ready for Monday with my wife. But I do want to make sure we get one in for you. So we're going to do a brief one that basically, if you don't know what the after Schrock is, there's all kinds of stuff that happens during the week that maybe, kind of sort of related to computers or sometimes not related at all. And so we talk about it on the Aftershock, and it keeps it out of this main program and keeps us on point. So this week we're going to talk about Trump's Bronx rally and the media kind of going a little nuts over it. NVIDIA killed their earnings. I shouldn't say killed. They crushed it. They did well, very well, better than expected on their earnings. Yet the market went down. Why is that happening? And also, for those of you interested in cryptocurrency, spot ETFs for Ethereum are about to be approved. Now, no one in the government is talking about why. What is the sudden turnaround? What changed everybody's mind? Gary Gensler at the SEC says no comment. And it's not like no comment. We don't have a comment on that this time. It's like, no comment through gritted teeth because I hate Ethereum. The idea that you could handle your own finances without a bank intermediary. Gah. Why would I even need to be here then? But Gary Gensler even likes it now. What happened? We're going to go over that coming up on the Aftershock So stay tuned, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations at the conclusion of the program here. 402-558-1110, 888-250-2091. Paul, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Hey, got a router question for you, and got an Asus dual band router.
Oh, nice.
And it's probably about 3 years old, 4 years old maybe. And I'm assuming that everything's on Wi-Fi, and the laptops and phones. Every once in a while, I think they use the 2.4,
Mm-hmm.
and then the TVs work on the 5.
Okay.
But anyway, every once in a while, the TVs work constantly, and then the phones and the computers will, every once in a while, just drop off Wi-Fi. You reset the router, and then they'll come back. And sometimes they'll come back for a half hour. Sometimes they'll come back for days.
Gotcha.
And never have a problem. But is that router dying?
It's a great question because routers, typically you don't want to keep a router more than about 5 years. They do wear out. And when you start to see weird behavior, like if the whole router went down and you power cycled it and everything is right again, that's a sign your router's dying. It's also a sign that your router's having trouble when one of the two bands suddenly stops working. Now, the 2.4 gigahertz band is supposed to be the more reliable band. The 5 gigahertz band is faster, but it doesn't go through walls as well. It doesn't have the range, and it's impacted by range. Even if you're on 5 gigahertz, the further away you are, the slower it's going to be. But that's why your Ring doorbells and all your thermostats, everything wants to be on 2.4 because it's a more reliable band.
Right.
If your 2.4 is dropping, it might be time. If you're 3 or 4 years in, you're almost at 5 anyway. It might be time to look at a new router there. As a quick aside, Paul, I love the fact that I can hear nature in the background of your call. That is amazing. This dude either has some whistling beaver teeth while he's talking, or there are some birds out there, and he's out on a nice walk. It made it feel like spring. So thank you for that, Paul.
No problem.
Yeah, I would look at possibly getting a new router, something that's got all of them have dual bands now, and you can get a really, really nice router for about $160 now. It's not like you don't have to spend $300 or $400 on a great big fancy one if you don't have a lot of gaming and stuff going on in the house. But if you're looking for a good streaming and internet router that will work on multiple devices on both bands, we carry one in the service center. It's a TP-Link router, real nice one. The Asus ones are great as well. I actually have an Asus router myself at home. Why don't I have a TP-Link at home? Because the demands of a 5-person household, 3 of which under the age of 18, we would smoke a TP-Link router because just what we're doing.
Yeah, probably not at one time, but we probably got like 10 different devices.
Oh, yeah.
And
now these routers...
2 computers, 2 phones.
Now these routers will support 250 devices at a time. So, it's...
Holy crap.
Yeah, 10 is like, you're not me. 10. I think my kids have 10 iPads between them, All right. Hey, thank you for the call, Paul. I appreciate it. Have a great Memorial Day. 402-558-1110, 888-250-2091. Scott, welcome to the program. What can I do for you on Compute This today?
Hey, good morning, Thor. Good to talk to you.
Good morning.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I think it was last week, or Google was coming through our neighborhood with just a ton of trucks and just punching holes in everybody's yards.
Fun times.
I got no notification. What's that? Fun
times, right?
Oh, yeah. It made a lot of people in my neighborhood kind of angry. But anyways, what's the game plan here? Do you know anything about what's going on with that? Or?
There's a race going on right now. So basically, my wife and I were talking about this the other day. Right now, in Omaha, there are some areas that are served by more than one high-speed provider, and I'm sorry if your Windstream, it's not high-speed. It's faster than a modem, a dial-up modem, yeah, for sure. But if you're talking, you need
not much.
Yeah, if you need like a gigabit of speed, you're not going to get that on Windstream. You're going to get that on Cox. Cox has ruled the roost, and I've famously went down this road a while ago, and I'm trying to try not to get upset about it. My employees have gigabit service. You pay $50 a month. I pay $170 a month. Why? And everyone's like, well, Thor, businesses pay more. I was like, no. I'm talking about at my house. Why?
Yep.
It's because FastWire hasn't come through my neighborhood yet and punched holes in my lawn and cut my sprinklers in half. But when they do, like what Google's doing to you right now, make sure you watch them if you have sprinklers. Whoo.
Yeah, we've already gone through that. I had to call the city.
Yeah, I mean, when they put the fiber down, I mean, they're just laying cable like mad because there is so much money to be made in the Omaha metro area, and any neighborhood that has an option, Cox automatically lowers your rate. So if Google Fiber is coming through your place and they've ticked you off because they've punched your holes in your yard and done stuff wrong, so you don't want to switch to Google Fiber, you should definitely call Cox and ask them for a rate reduction threaten to move to Google Fiber.
Yeah.
Because if there is a viable option in your neighborhood, they will lower your rates. Now, for me,
that's just crazy.
Oh, it made me so angry. So angry. I mean, I get it. If there's a little bit of variance, I get it. But from $50 to $170, come on.
That's a huge. I agree.
You're just taking advantage at that point, and it's egregious. So, one of the other things.
My power bill,
Oh, yeah. One of the other things I'm going to throw out there just to make Cox really happy today. If you had a power outage yesterday or an interruption in your Cox service, do you know if you ever have an interruption in your internet service from Cox Communications that you can get on chat with Cox while you're doing something else, because it's an incredibly entertaining experience. Take you half a day. So do it while you're doing something else, but get on chat with Cox and ask them to give you a credit on your bill for the downtime, and they will do it. So my bill this month was only $156. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you had that up through the year.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
It is. It's a ton of money. All right. Hey, Scott, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. FastWire's coming to my neighborhood soon. The only difference between what Google is doing and what FastWire's doing, Google, at least who owns the trucks. FastWire hires subcontractors that come through and they speak no English, like literally no English at all. So I have a buddy that speaks fluent Spanish. I'm going to invite him over for lunch and be like, hey, will you go talk to those guys over there and ask them to please not cut my sprinklers? Just be nice and ask them, because who do you complain to if you don't know who actually did the work? You can't call FastWire. We don't have service in your area. Well, who did the work? It was Joe's wire running service or whatever, and they're long gone. So it's crazy. But thanks for the call, Scott. I appreciate it. 402-558-1110, 888-250-2091. Samsung smartphones like mine, I've got one of these nice big folds. I mean, this thing, I've become addicted to this thing. Like I can open this thing up and it's like a tablet, or then it's a phone, and it's so nice because my eyes aren't getting any younger. So someone sends me a PDF, and have you ever tried to do that on your phone where you have to like slide it to the left and then slide it back to the right, slide it to the left as you're reading? Oh man, it's so nice to be able to fold that phone open and just read the PDF like it's a little tablet. And then when you're done, you close it and put it away. Oh, it's nice. But anyway, if you break your phone though, you're used to being able to go to a fix-it store and getting a screen or a battery or something like that put into your phone and getting it back up and running again. So, I mean, this thing is a $2,000 phone. This is like there's the premium phones, and then there's the pinnacle of the premium phone. And that's what this one is. So if this one breaks, I don't want to buy another one. I want to fix it. Well, Samsung does all kinds of little nasties inside their phone. Like if you want to replace your battery, did you know your battery is actually glued to your screen? Yeah, like permanently glued to the screen. Not like that sticky glue that you can heat up and peel off. We're talking like the worst Gorilla Glue you've ever seen to the screen. So you have to replace the screen and the battery, which of course is not cost effective. So you end up buying a new phone. And so basically, iFixit is a website that sells parts. They have lots of user guides. If you're ever looking how to take something apart, iFixit's a great resource to say, hey, that's how I would disassemble an iPhone, for example. Which side are the cables on so I don't slice all my cables when I put a new battery in? So if you're going to do stuff like that, definitely check their work out. Well, they were partnered with Samsung, trying to make Samsung's devices more repairable, to make Samsung, parts, like actual Samsung parts, original Samsung parts, available to repair centers. So they weren't buying the Chinese-made OEM parts, which have lower quality but are much cheaper. So when you go to a cell phone repair store, they're using those Chinese screens in your phone. And then what they do is, if you come back under warranty with a failed screen, then they replace it with an original Apple screen or an original Samsung screen, because those are more expensive. They don't want to see you come back a third time. But the vast majority of people, there's only a 10% failure rate. Can you imagine? Only 10% of my customers will be incredibly disappointed with my service. I think this is a cost-effective way of doing business. And then you wonder why they're all going under. Well, Samsung broke up with iFix. iFix literally kicked Samsung to the curb. iFixit said, you know what? We can't do this anymore. Literally, they're making 7 components available to repair centers per city. Per city. 7 actual, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens. That's all you get for the city. And this is ridiculous. We can't get the parts. Samsung is gluing the screens down to the batteries when there's no need to do that. They're doing that to make because the battery wears out, the screen doesn't. The battery wears out. So if you crack your screen, you have to buy a new battery. If your battery wears out, you have to buy a new screen. And again, it makes the repair so much more expensive that you might say, well, $400, let's say it was $1,000 smartphone, and you're like, well, it's 2 years old and it's going to cost me $500 to fix it. So maybe and I can trade it in, and then, they'll average it out of my bill over 24 months or whatever. And I can have the new, S977 phone instead, the Galaxy Forever phone. And I can get that one and it'll be really cool. And that's what Samsung wants to see. They want that replacement cycle to be 2 years or less. But most people are actually, like their cars now, cars hit an all-time high. I think the average car on the road is 13 years old now. But people are keeping their cars longer than ever. And because, people are just so frugal these days. Isn't it amazing to see how well people manage them? They're keeping their phones longer. They're keeping their Schrock computers longer. They're keeping their cars longer. And the economy is so good that, most people, it's not that you can't find a job. Most people actually have two because the economy is so great. It's like, I got lots of jobs. It's amazing to see what's going on. But Samsung is making it harder to fix the devices because they want you to replace your phone more often because they make money selling phones. So one of the things to be aware of when you're out there shopping for a phone, Apple usually gets pegged for this all the time. Apple devices are hard to fix. Apple devices are just taped together. Literally, they're taped together. Apple devices this, Apple devices that. And I have to tell you, if you have to give me the choice about separating the temporary glue on Apple glues their iPhone batteries to the back of the phone, to the back of the actual back plate. There's no reason to glue it to the screen on the front, because when you take the screen off, then the battery comes off with the screen. Why? The only reason you do that is to be a jerk. That's the only reason. And Samsung, a company that I have their TVs, I have their bespoke refrigerator. I've got my Range as a Samsung. They're all connected. They're all. My wife starts cooking something. It's like the oven's preheating, and I'm like, hoo, treats are coming. I love me some Samsung, but that's a jerk move. And so just be aware, if you break your Samsung device in the future, repairing it might be a little more difficult than you would like. 402-558-1110 is the number to join us. Robert, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
Good morning. I have a question about virus protection.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have this Sophos protection, and one of your radio competitors has what they call Total AV.
Yes.
Which, in your opinion, is the best way to go?
Okay. I'm trying to think of a way to answer this question without sounding like I'm tooting my own horn. Maybe I'll just toot my own horn. The obvious and clear winner would be Sophos. And
okay.
the reason for that is a lot of people say, well, Thor, I can go off to Sophos.com and get Sophos and pay, $39.99 for it there and have Sophos protection. And you're right, you can. Why would I pay you, $160 the first year and then $75 a year to renew it? Why would I do that when I can get it for, $30, $40, $50? Because you're not getting the same thing. When you get the Sophos that we sell, one of the things that makes us different, and we were doing this long before it became cool to tell customers that you didn't want them to do business with you, because that's the whole IT industry now just wants businesses. They don't want to deal with consumers anymore. Nobody wants to help grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles. And, they just want to have the businesses that pay them boatloads of money, don't ever call them for anything, and then they can treat them like garbage when they go out there. Consumers are messy. They leave reviews. It's just, ew, So the long and the short of it here is when you're dealing with antivirus products, businesses get better protection than consumers do, because businesses get attacked more often. They have more valuable things to protect, and they are the target of even state actors. So they need better stuff. So what we do is Sophos thinks that Schrock Innovations, they think we're like Pfizer. Like we have 4,600 computers just chilling out in a building somewhere, all protected by Sophos. But actually what we're doing is we're saying we are the network administrator for all 4,600 Sophos subscribers of Schrock that they're in your homes. And these computers, they not only have the ability to automatically reject a remote connection attempts, so that if somebody tricks you and says, hey, I'm with Google Fiber and I need to get into your computer to make sure that your internet connection is working good after we went through your area and dug up your sprinkler lines. And people fall for that. And then if you try to let them in, Sophos won't let that happen. and if it's a real thing where you're trying to let your brother come in and help you, you can call us and we can turn it off for 5 minutes so he can get in and help you out. So it's like we're a network administrator with a group policy that keeps you safe. And then you get the AI protection of the Intercept X and everything else that goes along with it. So that's a long way to answer your question, but in essence, Sophos is going to be the better solution. Now, if you were going to look at Total AV and compare it to Sophos Home, that is a different comparison. Then the two are very similar. But when you're comparing a consumer grade antivirus like Norton 360 or McAfee or Trend Micro or any of the normal ones you hear about, Panda, Kaspersky, you're comparing that to Sophos, the Sophos business grade. The business grade stuff is a whole different ballgame, and I would much rather see you have that than the consumer grade stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
All right.
Thank you for your wonderful program.
Well, thanks for the call, Robert. I appreciate you being here. All right, so we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back from the break, Craig, your call is coming up, and also I'm going to remind everybody, if you need a quick graduation gift, we got a couple laptops in the Papillion Service Center that might be of interest to you. That, and of course, Craig, coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations solid-state laptops are engineered locally for speed and reliability you just can't get from the major national brands. Each of our laptops starts off with an Asus chassis. We remove the stock drives and memory and upgrade them with higher-performing components. This unlocks the full potential of the laptop, making the unit up to 25% faster. This is why Schrock solid-state laptops last so much longer than the competition. If your laptop starts out 25% faster, that means over time it doesn't slow down nearly as fast.
Drive Advisor is a free program from Schrock Innovations that monitors your hard drive's health and tells you if it's going bad. Download it for free at driveadvisor.com.
When your computer has a warranty and you have a problem, don't call the manufacturers for help. Call Schrock Innovations. Schrock will contact HP, Dell, Asus, Samsung, or any other manufacturer to arrange a warranty repair at no cost to you. We know how these companies work. We know the loopholes and the tricks to get your system repaired under warranty as quickly as possible. Even so, manufacturers can take up to 21 days to fix your computer. We'll give you the option of a fast local repair in one of our service centers or provide you with a loaner laptop to use while you wait. We can even back up your data before we ship your computer, just in case the warranty fix includes a hard drive wipe. Schrock tests your computer when it comes back from repair to ensure the problem was solved properly and all of your hardware works like new. There's a reason Schrock Innovations is consistently voted the best in town. Whenever you need help, wherever you need it, Schrock Innovations makes your computer work for you.
Alrighty, guys, last segment of the show, but guess what? It doesn't have to end at the top of the hour. If you hit us up at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Now, within reason, give me like 4 or 5 minutes, like get up, go to the bathroom, get a drink, reset the audio so the audio works. That's always a plus. And then, we'll come back and we'll do the aftershock where we'll talk about fun stuff. You guys can ask questions. We'll answer them. We're not going to go 3 hours like we did last week, okay? I'm not Rush Limbaugh. I can't do that every week, every day. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that guy. When he was around, he could do that every day and make it look easy. I'm like, at the end, I can't talk, honey. My voice is gone. I just did 4 hours of radio, nonstop. Not even any commercials to slow it down. Oh, my gosh. All right, so speaking of Aftershock, Craig, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
Yeah, Thor, love your show, love your business. I referred you to my dad, too, and he's using you guys.
Thank you so much for that. It means the world to us. Thank you.
Hey, man, I do not do Facebook, but I love it when I would love to hear the Aftershock. Because I love when you substitute on KFAB too. You're my favorite substitute.
Well, thank you.
Wish you had a regular everyday program. Can I go to your website and hear the Aftershock? Is it recorded there?
Absolutely, yeah. You can go to facebook.com/Schrock Innovations and just click on radio show, and all of the Compute This shows as well as the Aftershocks are there. We post the Aftershocks as an insurance policy to ensure that I never run for political office. Because they're up there forever. They're on the internet. Once they're there, you can't get rid of them. But basically, we say things on the Aftershock that sometimes let's just say their big tech is supposed to police their content better to avoid Section 230 being pulled, which sometimes means they have to police the Aftershock a little bit. And the point of the Aftershock is to be this is for the stuff that might be a little edgier. back before it was cool to say masks didn't work, we said masks didn't work. And then all of a sudden, Facebook and Google and everybody were like, yeah, you can't say that. So we do all that on the Aftershock. So it is posted on Rumble. And so you can actually subscribe to our Rumble channel as well. And then you'll get alerts. If you have the Rumble app on your phone, you'll get alerts. If you're not familiar with Rumble, it's basically like a freedom-focused YouTube where you can say things that are true and nobody comes around and knocks you on the noggin bonker. So it's a pretty nice thing. But yes, you can absolutely see those. Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, of course. But if you don't do the Book of Faces, you can go to SchrockInnovations.com where the videos are posted. It's not instantaneous. We try to get them done Monday. It'll probably be Tuesday this week. But we try to get them up there really quickly for you.
So if I sign up for the Rumble app too, I can search for you there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Just search for Schrock Innovations and you'll find us through real quick. And if you can't find us there, you can, whenever you, if you play a Rumble video, it'll tell you the name of the channel right on the top and you can just subscribe to it there too.
Well, fantastic. Thanks so much, Thor.
Hey,
God
thank
bless
you, Craig. Have a great Memorial Day. Appreciate you being here. All righty, guys. So one of the things I mentioned, graduations are happening all over the place. And I've said this before a few times that like this is our slow season right now. The reason it's our slow season, it's like, why would computers be seasonal? In the summertime, you see computers, they stretch their legs, they listen to the birds tweeting, and they don't fail. In the wintertime, when everyone is inside and the air is a little stale. No, it's not like that. It's that people have other things to do right now. You have stuff going on in life. So even if your computer breaks right now, that doesn't stop you from having, literally, I had one kid to deal with. And I went to the graduation event for one of my scouts, one of my guys was a Cub Scout, all the way up through scouting with this kid. It was his graduation. So I went and attended that. So I had one family graduation to attend and one friend graduation party to go to. And at the end of the day, I texted my wife, said, I'm on the way home. I think I've been social enough for one day. I am ready to sit on the couch and watch TV. Now, isn't it? I don't know if that's a mark of a good marriage when you're like, we can just sit on the couch and watch TV and not talk. Or if you're like, I've been social enough, so now I want to hang out with you. I don't know which is better. Now that I say it out loud, I probably shouldn't. It's a stupid thing to text your wife, actually. But she knew what I meant. I've had a lot of those lately. The other day, she was making. I didn't know that when you cook onions, they cook down. So my wife was making caramelized onions for these delicious burgers that she made. And she took 2 onions and chopped it up in a pot and she was caramelizing these onions. And she's going in and out to the grill and in and out to the grill. And, her job is to make the delicious food and my job is to clean up the mess. So I'm like, this is going to be 2 dishwasher loads. So I'm like loading the dishwasher, getting it going. Let's get it started now so we can have it done before bedtime tonight. And I'm looking at the pot on the stove that has what appears to be the leftover remnants of carameled onion. Because I saw her put 2 onions in there and there's just like a little bit left. And I was like, maybe she's putting the onions on the burgers on the grill. I don't know. And so I'm like, hey, are these onions trash? Ooh. In the movies, they step on a landmine and it goes click. And then they're just standing there. Yeah. But boom, my cooking is not trash. I'm like, it's not what I'm. And you just stop talking because you realize you're done. You moved your foot. The landmine went off. It's too late. Your leg is gone. All right. So anyway, happy Memorial Day. Oh, gee whiz. I'm gonna run to the Aftershock today where I don't get in trouble for saying stupid things. Scott, congratulations. You've got yourself a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Amy will get a hold of you on Tuesday to get that into your Schrock account. You can use it toward anything your heart desires there in the Service Center. If you're looking for that last-minute graduation gift, we do have a couple. We'll call them modified Gallants. They're the same as our Gallant laptop, except the processor is wickedly more powerful, but the memory is limited to 8 gigs. So it's kind of like I told my niece, there's some compromises here. But we can't sell them as regular Gallants. We have 2 of them, and they've been sitting in there for a month so far. So if you're looking for a quick gift, $100 off on those. And we'll see you again next weekend for another edition of Compute This.
Powered by Amish Furniture of